My name is Matt Taylor, but you should already know that. What you may not know is that it is my destiny. No, I'm not going to lay that crap on you again. It's no longer my destiny to become the #1 vlogger on YouTube. If I was, then I would have more viewers than, 30 on a vlog, but people have been harping me to make another vlog. One person in particular, I'm not going to name any names, just the initials are SLB. You know who you are. But anyways, so people have been harping me to do a new vlog, so here it is. I just finished watching The Hunger Games. I watched it online because at the moment I hardly have any money, and I haven't been able to go see it in theaters. I went to go see The Avengers. I had to choose between The Avengers and Hunger Games, and I chose Avengers, and it is honestly the best movie I've ever seen. But that's not what this is about. I just finished watching The Hunger Games online, and back in 2009 when this book came out, I borrowed it from a friend of mine, and I read it, and it was an amazing book. I never got a chance to read Catching Fire and Mockingjay until recently. I just finished reading Catching Fire the other day, and I started reading Mockingjay yesterday. And this series is amazing. It rivals this series. And it also rivals the Dark Tower series. Those are now my three favorite series. Harry Potter is #1, The Hunger Games is #2, and the Dark Tower series is #3. It actually pushed the Dark Tower series out of the #2 position. So this vlog is going to be about books that get turned into movies. I'll admit the Hunger Games movie was good, but at the same time it was awful. I'm not sure if it was just the quality I watched because I had to watch it online, but honestly, I didn't like it. It just didn't live up to the hype of the book, and you kind of had to read the book to understand a lot of the movie. They cut out a lot from the book, but at the same time they kept the center premise. And only one character in the whole movie I found actually lived up to the character from the book, and that was Cinna the stylist. He played his part perfectly. Everybody else, the actors were, honestly, this is going to sound horrible, but they were too well fed to play these characters. Like, they're supposed to be scrawny, and Peeta was supposed to be like a somewhat bigger, and Cato was supposed to be huge, and Cato was tiny. Like, some of the I don't even know. It just kind of pissed me off, the characters they chose. Now, honestly, if I had to choose between the books and the movies, for almost everything, I would pick the book. Lord of the Rings is another big one. But here are the ones that I have chosen and laid out. I'm not going to talk about every one, I'm just going to do a quick overview. You got Scott Pilgrim versus the World. It was a 6-part manga series before it was a movie. The manga was amazing, and the movie actually lived up to the manga. It cut out some parts, added some parts, but it was stuck so well, and it was done so well. It just actually lived up to the hype of the mangas. V for Vendetta, I bet a lot of you didn't even know that it was a graphic novel before it was a movie. And there's no way the graphic novel would have been able to pass screening, screening to become a movie, because Evie, the main female character, was like a 15-year-old prostitute, and so they had to change in order to pass the censor board. Great movie, great manga, and it's just done well, let's just say that. Watchmen. This is honestly the only movie that stuck so close to the graphic novel that it was done almost perfectly. Honestly, if you haven't seen Watchmen, I highly recommend it. Out of every movie I'm going to talk about, watch Watchmen, and if you get a chance, read the graphic novel. because it's just unbelievable. Death Note. Probably a lot of you know about the manga, not a lot of you know about the movie. It's a 12-part manga series, and they have 3 movies, and they completely veered away from everything in the manga. They cut out like a whole half of the story and completely changed to one, but still good. Now, I know you can see this, and a lot of you are going to be saying, "Oh my God, you're twi-fag," blah blah blah. I'm a hopeless romantic. That is what I am. I read the books long before the movies came out. I was actually buying the 4th book when the lady asked, "Oh, did you hear about the movie coming out? Is that why you're buying these books?" And I looked at her, and honestly, I looked at her and I just said, "They're making a movie? Great, now all the fucking little tweens are gonna be out swarming and you're gonna have to order more books because they're just gonna read the book because the movie's coming out." And she just kind of laughed at it, and I was like, whatever. And now, like, the books and the movies, the movies are obviously veered to preteens and preteen girls, and it's kind of sickening because the books were okay at best, I guess. But that's enough about that. Harry Potter. Honestly, my favorite book series of all time. It got me through so much in my life. Whenever I'm having like a bad day, all I have to do is pick up one of the books, start reading it, and then I feel better. But the thing is, so many people that they just got into the books because the movies were coming out, and the movies came out, and the movies became such a big hit. And then you got people all over, "Oh, Harry Potter is the best thing in the world." "Oh, really? Did you read the books?" "Yeah." "When did you read the books?" Uh, you read the books after the movie came out, didn't you?" "Yeah. You're not a Harry Potter fan. You're just a bandwagon jumper, just like so many of these other stupid fucking people that sicken me." I'm getting a little bit carried away. But, like, books turned into movies, some people say it's a travesty. Some people say it's the best thing that could happen to the books. And in some cases it is. It makes the authors richer than they already are, and it turns generations of children into people who actually start reading for fun. But at the same time, it's like, how can you tell the true fans apart from the bandwagon jumpers? And sometimes you can't, because sometimes the bandwagon jumpers actually turn into real fans, and then you got people who are just fans of it because it's famous. Like the whole Coney 2012 thing went up with like wildfire for about 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks after, like after the 2 weeks of wildfire, boom. You could go up to somebody on the street, "Hey, what's Coney 2012?" And they'll be like, "Oh shit, that I don't know. Did you sign the petition?" "Yeah." And you don't even know what it was about. But you already heard my views on that, and it's garbage anyway now. And I'm getting carried away here. I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling. I'm a bit rusty at this right now. But what I'm saying is, well, what I'm asking is, do you people prefer the books or the movies? Personally, I will always choose book over movie, because the movies, they implant things in your brain that make you actually start seeing that when you're reading the books, and it leaves nothing to the imagination anymore. And yeah, so I think that's about it. I just want to hear your opinions as well on this subject, on books versus movies. Do you prefer the books, or do you prefer the movies? Until next time, hit the subscribe button, should be right up here. And share this video on Facebook, on Twitter. Speaking of Facebook and Twitter, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, links are in the description. And when you like it, leave me ideas for vlogs. Ask me questions, I will give you a mention, I will give you a shout out if you have a YouTube channel or something as well. Until next time, Peace out.